whatever you guys know.
As a man, you're the worst there is. That's all I'll say about you. No trace of manhood. You come to me now. You come to me at this point when you turned into the worst enemy of the gods and me and the whole human race. It isn't courage or firm resolution to hurt your family and then confront them face to face, but a total lack of shame, the greatest of all human sins. But you did well to come, for I will speak. I'll unload my heart, describe your evil. You listen. I hope you are hurt by what I say. I'll begin my story at the very start. I saved your life. Every Greek who sailed with you on board that ship, the Argo, can confirm it. When you'd been sent to bring under the yoke the fire-breathing bulls, and then to sow the fields of death. And I killed the dragon, guarding golden fleece, coiled up there, staying on watch and never going to sleep. For you I raised the light which rescued you from death. I left my father and my home on my own and came with you to Iolcus beneath Mount Pelion. My love for you was greater than my wisdom. Then I killed Peleus in the most agonizing way, at the hands of his own daughters, and then destroyed his household, all of it. Now, after I've done all this to help you, brute, you betray me and help yourself to some new wife. And we have children! If you had no children, I'd understand why you're so keen on marrying this girl. And what about the promises you made? I don't know if you think the ancient gods still govern, or if new regulations have recently been put in place for men, but you must know you've broken faith with me. By this right hand, which you have often held, and by my knees, at which you often begged, it was all for nothing to be touched like that by such a worthless man. I've lost all hope.
The newlywed pair still face some struggles, and the man who made this marriage happen might have serious problems yet. Do you think I'd prostrate myself before a man like that when there is no advantage to be gained? If I didn't have some plan in mind, I'd not have talked to him or grabbed his hand. But the man's become completely foolish. When he had the power to set me out of his land, he let me stay one day. A day when I will turn 3 of my enemies into corpse. Father, daughter, and my husband. Now, I can slaughter them in many ways. I'm not sure which one to try out first. Perhaps I shall set the bridal suite on fire, or sneak into their house in silence, right up to their marriage bed, and plunge some sharpened steel right through their guts. There's just one problem. If I get caught going to their house, meaning to destroy it, I'll be killed, and my enemies will laugh. No, the best method is the most direct, the one at which I have a special skill. I'll murder them with poison. Yes, that's it. But once they're dead, what's to do to receive me? Who will give me safe shelter as a guest and offer me physical protection? There's no one. Still, I'll wait a little while. If someone shows up who can shield me, I'll set my scheme into motion and kill them without saying a word. But if events force me to act openly, I'll use a sword. Even though it'll bring about my death, I'll push my daring to the very limit and slaughter them. By Hecate, the goddess I worship more than all the others, the one I chose to help me with this work, who lives deep with me inside my home, these people won't bring pain into my heart and laugh about it. This wedding of theirs, I'll make it hateful for them, a disaster, Creon's marriage time, my exile from here. So come, Medea, call in all those things you know so well as you plan this and set it up. Let the work, this deadly business, start.
Goodbye to those previous plans of mine. I'll take my children from this country. No, but those avengers in lower hell, I'll never deliver up my children to their enemies to be humiliated. They must die. Everyone would have no matter what. Since that must happen, then their mother, the one who gave them life, will kill them. And all the events is settled. There's no way out. On her head, the royal bride already wears the poison crown. A dress is killing her. But I'm treading on an agonizing path and sending my children on one even worse. What I want to do now is say farewell. Give me your right hands, children. One, which your mother gives them. Oh, these hands, how I love them. And how I love these mouths and faces, the bearing of such noble boys. I wish you happiness, and somewhere else. Where you stay now, your father takes away.
An old woman, one of her servants, thinking it was a pit inspired by Pan or some other god, shouted out in best of joy until she saw the white spit foaming from her mouth, her eyes bulging from their sockets, and her pale skin quite drained of blood. She screamed again, this time making up for her former shout. She called out in distress. Another servant ran off towards her father's palace, and another towards her husband, to tell him of the grim fate his new bride had met. The house rang with the sound of footsteps, and people hurried back and forth. By the time it would take a fast runner to complete 200 yards and reach the finish line, her eyes opened. The poor girl was awake. Breaking her silent fit, she screamed. She was suffering a double agony. Around her head, the golden diadem, shooting out molten streams of fire. And, the fire over the road, your children's gift, consuming her flesh. She jumped out of the chair and ran, all of her on fire. Shaking her head this way and that. But the crown was fixed in place, and every time she shook her head, the flame rose twice as high. She fell to the ground, overcome by disaster. No one could recognize her but her father. Her eyes had lost their clear expression, and her face had changed. No one wanted to touch the corpse. What we had seen had been enough of a warning. But her father, poor wretch, came in unexpectedly and stumbled upon her corpse. He embraced her and cried out, "My poor child."
I don't commend a stubborn man, not even a citizen, who, thanks to his stupidity, annoys his fellow townsmen. But in my case, this unexpected blow that's hit me will destroy my heart. My life is gone, dear friends. I've lost all joy. I want to die. The man who was everything to me, my own husband, has turned out to be the worst of men. This I know is true. Of all things with life and understanding, we women are the most unfortunate. First we need a husband, someone we get for an excessive price. He then becomes the ruler of our bodies. And this misfortune adds still more trouble to the grief we have. Then comes the crucial struggle. This husband we selected, is he good or bad? For a divorce loses women all respect, as we can't refuse to take a husband. Then when she goes into her husband's home with new rules and different customs, she needs a prophet's skill to surround the man whose bed she shares. She can't learn that at home. Once we've worked hard at this, and with success, our husband accepts the marriage yoke and lives in peace, an enviable life. But if the marriage doesn't work, then death is much to be preferred. When the man tires of the company he keeps at home, he leaves, seeking relief for his distress elsewhere, outside the home. He gets his satisfaction with some male friend or someone his own age. We women have to look at just one man. Men tell us we live safe and secure at home, while they must go to battle with their shields. How stupid they are. I'd rather stand there, 3 times in battle, holding up my shield, than give birth